Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My villagers decided to do a little bit of yoga today, so let's join them. Of course they stopped right when I started. Never mind. Oh, they're starting again. It's nice to see that Bill and Ketchup are getting along better now, because they had a little fight right after I placed their houses next to each other and decorated the yards. You can watch the whole process in the previous episode, but it kind of upset me because I really thought they were going to like each other. But moving on, I'm saying hello to you from Resident Services because in today's episode we are going to take care of this part of the island. One of the builds I knew I wanted to do on this island from the beginning was a little train station. I even found a custom design for these blue train tracks that fits the island's theme perfectly. You can find all the custom design codes on my Pinterest, by the way. The link is in the description box down below. So I want the train tracks to go all the way to the end of the island, and just like on most of Animal Crossing islands, I'm going to use a cave to start and end the train road, so we can kind of imagine it comes from underground or something. I have to stand this tree differently because it's in my way right now. Let's not repeat the mistakes from the previous episode and check if I can line up the train tracks with the cave. Yeah, I guess this is fine. Perfect, now let's lay the train tracks all the way to the end of the island. So we also need a cave on this end. I wasn't sure if I wanted to place the cave on the last tile or leave a little space. I did it like this for now, but I'm not going to decorate this whole area today. So if I don't like it later, I will just change it. Let's continue with the train tracks. This is done, so I actually want this river to continue and connect to the other river I have in the back, and the train tracks are going to act like a little land bridge. So right now I'm going to do a little bit of waterscaping. I was a little lazy with that on this island and my rivers are all pretty narrow, but in my opinion canals fit this island much better. So there we have it, and I think that's also it when it comes to waterscaping on this island. Maybe I will consider adding another pond somewhere, but honestly I probably won't. So the land bridge needs some fencing in my opinion, and I'm thinking either yellow or red iron fencing. I thought I was going to compare the two colors, but I like the red one so much that I didn't even try the yellow one. I also wanted to add some fencing here because I feel like we need some kind of entrance to the train station, and fencing is always perfect for that. I'm wondering if I should also do this on this side of Resident Services. I'm going to try it out and decide once I see it. This is a big maybe. I love the fence in front of the Resident Services, but I'm not so sure about the right side. Well, we will see. So I'm going to place some street lamps at the entrance. And also some benches. This is a must-have at every train station. So I have the benches in two different customizations. It seems that Bill already loves the benches, but I think I like the blue and red one more. So I'm going to change the other one at the end. I also thought we could have a garbage bin here. And I like the park clock. I'm just not sure where to put it though. See, I don't like it here because the lamp is almost the same shape and height, so it looks weird having them next to each other, but I'm sure I will find a place for it later. So I was thinking, and I'd like to have a little waiting area here with some vending machines and few tables. There is not a lot of space here and it's pretty long and narrow, but I think we can make it cute. The medieval buildings would give it a little old train station vibe, and they have really bright customization, so they also fit my kidcore theme. I really like them. They'd also make a nice background for the vending machines. So I also used the ABD, but in my mind it's a ticket machine. One thing I don't like is that everything is so close to the river, and I don't really like the fence here. It bothers me that I can't move the items closer to the left. Yeah, this would look much better. Yeah, let me move some things around. I also have to do something about this little space back here. I don't think I can decorate it properly. So the only idea I have is to build up this whole level by making a cliff. I could also place another medieval building here, so I don't have this awkward one tile gap between the building and the river. This way it can look like it's an actual building. Okay, it's time to shovel some dirt. So this cliff was actually much harder to build than I thought at first. I made so many mistakes in the process, but finally I finished it. I just hope I didn't change the river shape in the process. I kind of want to have some tiles in the waiting area, so I'm gonna use my grey tile coat in this whole place. I'm also gonna continue with the fence, but next to the river I'd like to put some hedges. I'm gonna change the placement of this garbage bin, and to be honest with you, it's not the last time I'm doing it. I was kind of indecisive about this item. So for the waiting area I'm choosing the pansy tables and also an orange table because I love both of these items. I had a much bigger problem with the chairs though. I tried a few different options, but they didn't match the pansy table in my opinion. In the end, I decided to use the garden chairs. They fit the best and you can also get them in all different colors. Sadly, I only have 3 left, so a trip to Treasure Island is needed. To connect the plaza and the train station, I used my little flower path. I also changed the garbage bin placement again. And it's finally time to add a train to the area. There is no train station without one. I also found this code for a face cutout standee that looks like a train car. I wanted to give it a roof though, and I saw on Pinterest that people are using stalls for this, so I tried it out and honestly it looks awful. Maybe if you look at it from a distance it looks better, but you can see a lot of sky through the gap between the standee and the stall, and I don't like it at all. So I also tried the festival stall and I liked it much better. The colors just felt too different from the train. The advantage of using the normal stall is that you can customize it with custom designs, but you cannot do this with the festival one. I also tried some different, not so obvious items like the telephone booth, but it was too tall in my opinion. And to be honest, I like the carriage the most, but I can't customize it. And it only comes in this white beige color. So I went back to the beginning and tried the stall again with some simple panels this time, and it looks hideous. First of all, simple panels are much taller than the stall, and I can still see the gap. And this build is not something you can admire from a distance. You are literally going to walk next to it, so I kinda gave up at this point. I was very overstimulated. I still placed a couple of items like this phone booth, the garbage bin changed its placement again, and I found a spot for the clock. I also remembered that with the new 3.0 update we got this cute suitcase, and we couldn't miss incorporating Rover's suitcase also. But I gotta be honest with you, building this train, which was supposed to be a simple one, took all of my energy away. And I still tried to decorate, but I was all over the place doing different different things at once, and this is when I decided to step back and close the game for the day. This is for you to know that even games that are supposed to be cozy and help you after a long day can be frustrating and overstimulating sometimes. But you know what? It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to finish an area in one sitting. You shouldn't feel stressed playing your favorite game, and I definitely needed a break, so I came back to this area a few days later with a fresh mind, and I have to say I even started to like this little train, even without the roof. And I also found the time to pick up some missing items, and now I have a lot of garden chairs. Let's lock in and finish the waiting area. So I wanted to have some drinks and snacks from the vending machines on those tables, but this water bottle is too big. I really want something smaller like these canned drinks. The problem is that I don't have any, and from what I know you can only get them from Red. So I went to Harris Island, and as you can suppose, I didn't unlock Reds on this island. Not really surprising, but because I don't feel like going to Treasure Island again, I decided to do it the old-fashioned way and pay off Lloyd. Maybe not the completely old-fashioned way, because I'm still gonna time travel. And just like this, I now have Red's trailer, so let's try to win those canned drinks, shall we? It was much more difficult than I thought because he was mostly giving me ice creams, and I don't know if it's always like this or if it's only my luck, but I also managed to win a few cans, so let's go back to decorating. Because of the time travel, we have a fishing tourney now, and all my villagers are fishing in this area because of the river. They might be in my way, so I will probably time travel again, but for now I'm just gonna ignore them. So I chose canned tea because I thought that it was gonna be green, but it's yellow. I guess it's not green tea. There is one empty corner on the right, and I might just have an item that I would like to place there. So one thing I don't like is that I cannot walk freely around here and you have to squeeze everywhere. I really like this layout, but I want my villagers to also be able to walk around here, so I have to move some things around. I'm also gonna place a cat on a vending machine because why not, and also some scatter papers to fill this area. And every time I'm using vending machines, I have to drop a coin somewhere. But we are on the Kidcore island, so I decided to use this big Mario coin, and I just love it. So all the items here are placed, I think. I still need to customize some stuff, but as always, I'm gonna do this at the end. The actual train station also doesn't need much, so for the first time in this video, let's fill this space with some nature. I cannot plant more trees here because they would cover the train too much, so I just hope that bushes and flowers are gonna be enough. So yeah, the villagers are kinda in my way, so I'm gonna fill in the spaces where they are standing a little bit later. I'm gonna take care of the rest though. I have one more item that I would want to include here. So the area is basically done, we just need to do a little bit of customizing. And there we go! The first building of this episode is complete. I also grew to like this train because now you can interact with it, and the whole build turned out to be pretty cute. For the next building we need to walk down to the empty space next to our laundromat. So actually I wanted to build the train station here in the first place, but after I did the shopping district it turned out to be not enough space in here. That's why I moved it. So I'm going to extend the road to the river, and I also don't have any better idea than to also extend the laundromat. It's gonna be just a filler build with a few clothesline poles and maybe some buckets, folded clothes, surrounded by trees and flowers. So nothing special, but we can still make it cute, I think. So let's start with the road. If I want to continue to decorate this area, I need to get rid of those villagers or they are gonna be in my way, so let's change the day. Next day and no one to bother us today. It seems that again I don't have enough items. I thought I had much more clothesline poles, but I probably used a couple on the fake buildings I did in previous episodes. Well, I guess we have to get used to the fact that I'm always unprepared. So yeah, I cannot continue to decorate without the items. I would like 2 more clothesline poles on the right side also, so I guess I will just order them from Nook Shopping and time travel again. I did some shopping, so let's wait for the items to be delivered. Okay, we have what we need, now let's continue decorating. I really like it, I just don't want it to be so close to the river, so let's move them just a little bit. And that's basically all the items here, let's just fill all of it with some trees, bushes and flowers. I told you it's gonna be a simple build, one more trip to Harv's Island and we can call this area complete. And there we have it, but now when I'm looking at it, I would like to rotate some of the clothesline poles, so they are not all the same. Much better. I don't want this episode to be too short, so I planned to decorate one more area today, and I'm thinking about this big chunk of empty space on my school grounds, and the one thing that we are missing here is a playground. Actually, I haven't built a single playground on this island, and this is a kidcore team, so yeah, my villagers can't live like this any longer, so we are gonna add one big playground here. I'm gonna build it on a little bit of dirt. I was also kind of thinking if I should fence this whole place, but I got another idea. Near the place where I live we have this park and there are a lot of playgrounds and soccer field, skate park, etc. And obviously a lot of kids come there to play, and across this park there is a river. It's very shallow, so children can also play in the water there. So let's pretend that this water is also very shallow and it's not dangerous at all for the children. Path is late, so now I can place some items. And I love the new items from the Kiddie series. Definitely wanna use a lot of them here. I'm not so sure about this house though. It looks kinda weird from this perspective. So I definitely wanna bring a bunch more of these springy ride-ons. And yeah, I don't like this house here. I think I'm gonna put a sandbox in its place instead. Much better. I have to think about what to put in the middle here now though. So I love the seesaw, but I think this is the item I want to have in the center of the playground. I definitely need 2 of them, but I only had this one in my storage, and I'm also not decorating hotel rooms on this island, so I cannot grab it from the hotel store either. Sadly, I will have to do this treasure island trip to finish this playground. I do have a lot of these cute custom designs that I'm not really using that much, so maybe this place is a good opportunity to use them more. It looks so cute! Let's surround this playground with some nature to finish it off. It is also probably the first time when I don't have to customize anything. No need for customizing, but I still missed an item. Let me grab it really quick. And with that, we finished everything I planned for today's episode. This island is getting pretty advanced, I have to say. Of course, we have a lot of fillers and houses yet to decorate, but for the mainland, I think I have only 3 big buildings I still wanna do on this island. As you can see, Bill decided to ruin this take with his thought bubble. Maybe he argued with Ketchup again and now he wants to move out. I hope that's not the case though. But yeah, this island is coming together pretty well. I think I'm gonna post much more long plays from now on, because decorating beaches and doing some fillers is perfect for the long play format and not really for the commentary videos in my opinion. But we are coming to an end. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and a comment, it really helps with channel growth. You can also subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. Have a nice day and bye bye!